And this is a tragedy that we've never had to go through.
8 family members killed execution style in a small Ohio town. But who did it and why? Ted Cruz returns to Indiana for another day of campaigning, his second visit to the Hoosier State in less than a week.
This section of road is a mess. It needs to be fixed.
And neighbors demand change after yet another deadly crash on a notoriously dangerous road in Elkhart County.
First, fast, accurate. This is WSBT 22 News First in the Morning, Saturday, with Kristen Bean and Ed Russo.
We'll get to all of those stories in just a moment, but first, happening overnight, police in Georgia saying 5 people have been killed in 2 shootings in the northeastern part of the state. Details are very limited at this time, but police believe a single gunman is behind those killings. He was found dead hours later with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. In Ohio, police there are working tirelessly to piece together a mass murder rattling a small town. Police in Pike County, Ohio are dealing with 4 different crime scenes right now. They're trying to figure out who killed 8 members of the same family and why. 7 adults and a 16-year-old were killed. Authorities say each victim was killed execution style. The newborn did survive along with a 6-month-old and a 3-year-old. Police say it's possible the shooter is a member of the family, but it's not yet clear if the shooter is among the dead.
Suzanne?
Thanks, Ed. Well, just one visit to Indiana is apparently not enough for Senator Ted Cruz. In just a few hours, the presidential candidate will be back in the Hoosier State. Cruz will attend a rally at the Boone County Fairgrounds in Lebanon today. The GOP candidate is also expected to attend an event in Plainfield. Cruz made an appearance in Indiana on Thursday, speaking at an Indiana Republican Party fundraising dinner. Ohio Governor John Kasich will hold a town hall at the Hamilton County Fairgrounds on Tuesday. Indiana's primary is May 3rd. Well, aside from gearing up for Indiana's primaries, GOP candidates duking it out over North Carolina's controversial new bathroom law. Trump made headlines this week when he said the state should have just left things the way they were. But a day later, he tweaked those comments, saying it should be up to local communities to decide. Cruz took that as an opportunity to pounce on his opponent.
Donald Trump.
Several celebrities, corporations have pulled out of North Carolina in response to that law. New questions this morning surrounding the sudden death of the music icon Prince. Many people, including those closest to him, are wondering if Prince had been hiding serious health problems. The music superstar had a reputation for clean living, but in recent weeks he canceled shows and made a trip to the hospital. Prince died at his Minneapolis home on Thursday. He was only 57 years old. Investigators say it could be weeks before the results of his autopsy are released. Well, touching tributes to Prince continuing to pop up around the world, including right here in our area. WSBT 22's Patrick Roth shows us how South Bend is remembering the music legend. It's looking more likely that the man accused in the Kalamazoo mass shootings will someday face a jury. A judge Friday found Jason Dalton competent to understand the murder charges against him, but there has been no decision yet on whether Dalton was insane at the time of that massacre. A hearing next month will determine if there's enough evidence needed to send him to trial. 6 people were killed in the February 20th shootings. Some good news for South Bend this morning. Crime stats showing the number of shootings in the city is going down. That's through the first quarter of this year. Shootings involving gang activity also dropped by about 40%. Christian Scheckler with the South Bend Tribune reports that through the end of March, 12 people had been injured or killed in shootings across the city. That's down from 15 at the same time last year. You can read much more on this story in today's paper. Another deadly crash drawing more attention to a notoriously dangerous stretch of road in Elkhart County. A woman and her dog were killed Friday after colliding with an oncoming truck on State Road 19. You can see that stretch of road there. The section of 19 near Simonton Lake has seen plenty of crashes over the years, more than 100 between 2004 and 2011. Business owners say speed is a big factor here, and though the speed limit has been decreased, they say that's not enough.
It slowed a lot of people down.
State officials have tried a few things to make this stretch of road safer. They've reduced the number of lanes, put patrols in that area, but neighbors say nothing has worked long term. Our area will soon receive millions of dollars for road repairs. State officials say local governments will receive $435 million for transportation maintenance funds. It comes from local option income tax distributions under a plan signed into law just last month. It's a one-time infusion. That money is set to be passed out for June 1st. Michigan drivers may be paying a little bit more to drive. A new report finds Michigan has the highest car insurance rate in the country. Michigan law requires you to have no-fault insurance, but that's not cheap. If you're ever injured in a crash, it will pay unlimited medical and rehab expenses. Well, in the market for a new RV, then Elkhart might be the place to be this weekend. The 4th annual Spring RV Show is happening at the RV Hall of Fame. The show features RVs from 9 of the top dealers in the area, a variety of lightweight to full-size trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes are all there on display. Tickets are $8 for adults. Kids 15 and younger can get in for free. That show runs through tomorrow. Well, if you're anything like me, you want to go to a South Bend Cubs game this year, but what about a Broadway show? Coming up, we're giving you the chance to do both without spending a dime. Plus, somewhere an AM General employee is cringing. Coming up, what caused these brand new Humvees to fall from the sky? For some, it's about privacy. For others, it's about style. Window blinds are a staple in many of our homes, but a new investigation finds these products are still posing great dangers to our children. Investigators learn nearly 1 child dies each month from window cord strangulation in the U.S. Budget Blinds is among the many companies hoping to make window blinds safer. The company is urging families to buy cord cleats. Those get cords out of the way so children can't reach them. You can also use a cord winder. Cords loop around the device so you can keep them as high as you want, but they're also easy for parents to operate. Experts say the best option is to eliminate cords altogether.
Everything from as simple as a cordless lift honeycomb shade. Again, there's no cords involved. You just squeeze the button and raise it.
New technology offers more options for parents and has also allowed for prices to drop. We've posted much more information on this on our WSBT 22 News app. Just click on the news links. His opponents found him nearly impossible to block. His height, no match for their high school frames. Well, there's a good reason for that. New this morning, school officials in Canada trying to figure out how a 30-year-old man managed to play an entire season on a high school basketball team. The South Sudanese native was living in Ontario on a student visa. In fact, the 6'9", 202-pound man was actually living with the basketball coach until Customs found out and uncovered the fraud.
That's like me having a Pee-wee team.
This man is in custody this morning awaiting immigration hearings. His teammates say he's a good guy, but will not comment further on the matter. Indiana's high school softball season is in full swing this morning, and South Bend Adams is off to a great start, thanks in part to their freshman force inside the circle. Adam Derengowski introduces us to this week's WSBT 22 Burger King Outstanding Student Athlete.
Number 24, Mary Landis.
It's an afternoon of food, fashion, and fun. Goodwill's Little Black Dress fashion show is coming up next week. And here to talk about this is President and CEO Debbie Coble. Debbie, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, now you guys have an event that has happened for the past 7 years.
Yes.
That's really important to Goodwill's success coming up this week.
It really is. It is our Little Black Dress fashion show and luncheon, and it's an opportunity not only to showcase what you can find in our Goodwill stores, but it is also a way to support our mission of helping our neediest citizens in our community get the skills that they need to get back into the workforce so they can care for themselves and their families.
13 victims, 2 states, 24 hours. Police in Ohio and Georgia both dealing with mass shooting investigations. A mother, a friend, a staple in our community. Southwest Michigan prepares to say its final goodbyes to Denise Bone. And a Mishawaka man hops the fence at a Cubs game and lands on every sports page on the internet for this impromptu no-hitter celebration.
First, fast, accurate. This is WSBT 22 News First in the Morning, Saturday, with Kristen Bean and Ed Russo.
We begin with a live look in South Bend this morning. It's shaping up to be a pretty pleasant weekend out there. WSBT 22 meteorologist Ed Russo joins us. Ed, not quite as warm as last weekend, but still a pretty clear and beautiful day and week ahead of us.
Yeah, I wasn't here last weekend, So I don't believe it was as nice as I heard it because I wasn't here to experience
I know,
it.
you were probably somewhere a little warmer.
Actually, you know what? One of those days it was warmer here than it was in South Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
It usually happens when I go down there. Miss the nice weather here. But yeah, you know, we're looking at a very nice weekend as we head through today and tomorrow.
13 victims, 2 states, 24 hours. Police in Ohio and Georgia both dealing with mass shooting investigations. He's put 7 Michigan sex predators behind bars, but he's no cop. He's just a regular guy. So how is he doing it? Tributes both near and far pour in for Prince, and this weekend, one local theater holding a special screening of Purple Rain.
First, fast, accurate. This is WSBT 22 News First in the Morning, Saturday, with Kristen Bean and Ed Russo.
But first, we're taking a live look in beautiful South Bend this morning. If you have things to do outside, this is the weekend to do it. WSBT 22 meteorologist Ed Russo is here. Ed, some pretty nice temperatures heading our way.
Yeah, a little chilly this morning, and really South Bend into southwest Michigan, seeing most of the clouds right now. Suzanne?
All right, Ed, thanks. Happening overnight, 6 people are dead, including the gunman following an overnight mass shooting in Georgia. The killings were spread out over 2 locations in the city of Appling. That's just east of Augusta. Police believe the same gunman was responsible for both shootings. A motive, it's not yet known, but investigators believe one of those shootings may have stemmed from a domestic dispute. And in Ohio, police there saying they've interviewed dozens of people in connection with the execution-style killing of 8 family members. Their bodies were discovered Friday morning. The victims, 7 adults and a teen, were all shot in the head. Well, all new this morning, this man facing charges this morning tied to a shooting at the Dowagiac apartment complex. 29-year-old Carl Ross Jr. is in jail right now. Police say he shot several times into an occupied unit at the Eagles Trace Apartments on April 11th. Police say the shooting stemmed from a drug deal. No one was hurt. Well, friends, family, and those who didn't even know her preparing to say goodbye to a popular radio host and former WSBT 22 reporter. Funeral services for Denise Bone will take place tomorrow in St. Joseph. The visitation starts at 2 o'clock at the First Church of God. The funeral will follow starting at 6. Denise was killed by her husband, who then killed himself. All new this half hour, investigators now saying a Florida zookeeper killed in a tiger attack violated policy. Zoo officials say the woman entered a restricted area. Keepers are not allowed to enter tiger enclosures where the animals have access. Officials are still trying to determine why and how this happened. There are currently 5 ongoing investigations into the incident. New this morning, more community groups backing a plan to build a new fire station in South Bend's Potawatomi Park. The River Park Neighborhood and Business Associations recently speaking out in favor of the proposal. Aaron Blasco of the South Bend Tribune says the Sunnymead Neighborhood Association also does support that plan, but has yet to officially endorse it. The fire department has been eyeing that park as a possible location for a new fire station for more than 10 years. Construction set to begin in August on a new housing solution for South Bend's homeless population. And Notre Dame students might have a hand in designing it. It's called Permanent Supportive Housing. The first of its kind will provide 30 apartments to homeless people. Tenants will have to pay rent based on income. It will be near Indiana and Kemble, but some people who live nearby aren't necessarily on board with the idea.
It's something that we need.
Notre Dame students drafted 5 proposed plans. They include a community lounge, garden, and even a potential bus stop. All new this half hour, an anonymous Michigan man credited with putting 7 accused sex predators in jail is now talking about it and how he did it. Zach Spears poses as a 15-year-old online, but in real life, he's actually a 23-year-old man. He says it started out of curiosity in 2013. He says he wanted to know how many predators live in the area, so he answered an ad on Craigslist. He recorded his encounters wearing special sunglasses, equipped with a camera, evidence he would later turn over to police.
It is so fun. It's like the feeling when your favorite team wins the game, just barely. At the end, the buzzer sounds, boom. Like talking to the predator, like confronting them. It's like, gotcha. And knowing that they're on video, it's, I don't want to say empowering, but it's fun.
Zach says he doesn't just do it for that reason. He does it to empower victims to speak up and to keep them from meeting up with predators. The man says he doesn't plan on stopping this kind of work anytime soon. Well, a Mishawaka native arrested after rushing the field at a Chicago Cubs game is now out of jail. 22-year-old Dylan Cressy jumped a rail to celebrate with the Cubs Thursday night following Jake Arrieta's no-hitter against the Cincinnati Reds. A judge sentenced Cressy today to 1 day in jail. He was released on Friday. The Reds also banned him from ever returning to the ballpark.
Purple rain, purple rain.
The death of music icon Prince having a big impact around the world and right here in our area. Musicians and artists offering up their own unique tributes to Prince. You may have noticed South Bend's river lights are purple in honor of the music legend, and a number of billboards across our area feature images honoring Prince. He died Thursday at his home in Minneapolis. The autopsy results won't be released for a few weeks, but some are wondering if he had been hiding an illness. Fans all over the country will get a chance to pay tribute to Prince this weekend. AMC and Carmike Theater chains will show Prince's 1984 film Purple Rain at more than 160 locations nationwide. Screenings will be held from today through the 28th, and at this point, the Encore Park 14 in Elkhart appears to be the only local participating theater in that, but of course that is subject to change. It's 8:06 on your Saturday morning. You probably wore out your cassette player jamming to their music. Heart is coming to town, and we're giving you a chance to see them. Happening overnight, 5 people shot and killed in Georgia, just 1 day after 8 found dead in Ohio. Thieves top a train in Michigan, nabbing 500 pounds of explosives, and now police worry these fireworks are in the wrong hands. And a mother drops off her daughter at a birthday party only to receive a call an hour later saying her child was dead. And now she's pointing a finger at the hosts.
First, fast, accurate. This is WSBT 22 News First in the Morning, Saturday, with Kristen Bean and Ed Russo.
Happening overnight, police in Georgia saying 5 people have been killed in 2 shootings in the northeastern part of the state. Details are limited at this time, but police believe a single gunman is behind the killings. He was found dead hours later with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And in Ohio, police there working tirelessly to piece together a mass murder rattling a small town. Police in Pike County, Ohio are dealing with 4 different crime scenes right now. They're trying to figure out who killed 8 members of the same family and why. 7 adults and a 16-year-old were killed. Authorities say each victim was killed execution style.
The one mom apparently was killed in her bed with the 4-day-old right there.
The newborn did survive, along with a 6-month-old and 3-year-old. Police say it's possible the shooter is a member of the family, but it's not yet clear if the shooter is among the dead.
Suzanne?
All right, Ed. Well, just one visit to Indiana is apparently not enough for Senator Ted Cruz. In just a few hours, the presidential candidate will be back in the Hoosier State. Cruz will attend a rally at the Boone County Fairgrounds in Lebanon today. The GOP candidate is also expected to attend an event in Plainfield. Cruz made an appearance in Indiana Thursday, speaking at an Indiana Republican Party fundraising dinner. Ohio Governor John Kasich will hold a town hall at the Hamilton County Fairgrounds Tuesday. Indiana's primary is May 3rd. All new this half hour, a new Fox News poll showing Donald Trump leading Ted Cruz in the Indiana GOP primary. And on the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton is edging out Sanders. Trump is ahead of Cruz by an 8-point margin among likely Republican voters in Indiana. Clinton received the backing of 46% of likely Democratic primary voters. Bernie Sanders captured 42%. Also new this morning, Michigan's governor speaking more about the crisis that threatens his legacy. Governor Rick Snyder is dealing with not just the lead water problems, but he's also trying to figure out how to rescue the Detroit public schools from hundreds of millions of dollars of debt. Snyder says he's hopeful both issues can be resolved.
Obviously, Flint with the water crisis.
Snyder's comments came just days after 3 government employees were criminally charged in connection with the Flint water crisis. Critics have called on Snyder to resign and face charges over what happened in Flint, but Snyder maintains he did nothing wrong and will not resign. New questions this morning surrounding the sudden death of music icon Prince. Many people, including those closest to him, are wondering if Prince had been hiding serious health problems. The music superstar had a reputation for clean living, but in recent weeks, he canceled shows, made a trip to the hospital. Prince died at his Minneapolis home Thursday. He was 57. Investigators say it could be weeks before the results of his autopsy are released. All new this half hour, a tragic death investigation unfolding. Police saying an 11-year-old girl has died after choking on a marshmallow. This is all happening in Massachusetts. It happened at a friend's birthday party. The girl's mother says about an hour after she dropped off, she got a call from the host saying her daughter passed out. The mother says no one realized the girl was choking, and when rescuers arrived, they found a marshmallow lodged in her throat. The girl's mother is pointing fingers at the party host for not realizing something that happened to her daughter.
Because someone...
All new this half hour, police in Michigan looking for suspects who got away with more than 500 pounds of explosives. The thieves took fireworks from a train traveling from Chicago to Detroit. The stolen fireworks are typically used for aerial shows. They're not for consumer use. Officials say the fireworks are extremely dangerous if they're in the wrong hands.
We're checking all the stops in between here.
State officials have tried a few things to make that stretch of road safer. They've reduced the number of lanes and put patrols there, but neighbors say nothing has really worked long term. Well, one area will soon receive millions of dollars for road repairs. State officials say our local governments will receive $435 million for transportation maintenance funds. It comes from a local option income tax distributions under a plan signed into law last month. It's just a one-time infusion of that money, which is to be passed out before June 1st. If you're in the market for a new RV, then Elkhart is the place to be this weekend. The 4th annual Spring RV Show is happening at the RV Hall of Fame. The show features RVs from 9 of the top dealers in our area. Of course, a variety of lightweight to full-size trailers and fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, they're all on display there. Tickets are $8 for adults. Kids 15 and younger get in for free. That show runs through tomorrow evening. New this morning, Costco shoppers prepare to pay up. The company mulling a possible rate hike. Costco is considering bumping its basic membership from $55 to $60. The company hasn't made an official announcement, but the last price hike was in 2011. Costco is also getting ready for a big change this summer. It's ending its long-term partnership with American Express. So starting June 20th, Costco's 81 million customers will have to use Visa to pay for their items. Well, do you have a pile of old tires lying around your garage? A tire store in Elkhart wants to help you get rid of them. You can drop them off today at Star Tire and Brake on North Main Street. You can drop off up to 10 old tires at no cost. Any more, though, will cost you about $2 a tire. People dropping off those tires will receive $25 toward a purchase of new tires. The city says it's finding lots of tires dumped illegally in alleys, fields, and ditches. WSBT 22 sports director had a big responsibility last night. Pete Byrne got to help Notre Dame choose its next leprechaun for the upcoming year. Varsity honors go to Joe Hennessy. Congrats to him. Also props to Tom Helios. He's from Mishawaka. He'll handle soccer and hockey. It's 8:40 on your Saturday morning. Still ahead, your final chance of the morning to snag free tickets to a South Bend Cubs game. And this teen hoping to be a knockout in more ways than one on prom night. Coming up, how she's juggling making her debut as an MMA fighter just 1 hour before the dance begins.
Check out our Plymouth First Alert weather cam. Things starting to look a little bit greener, warming up this weekend. Also tracking a slight chance for rain you're going to want to know about.
Making our city a better and more beautiful place to live. That's the theme of a big celebration happening in South Bend this morning.
The city's celebrating both Earth and Arbor Day today. WSBT 22's Alex Elich is live in Potawatomi Park. Alex, in the morning, you're always out there doing the fun stuff, right? What's going on out there?
You just walked by it right there. Oh, Mark. Right, always. How lucky am I? I'm actually here at Potawatomi Park. We're about...
You can even get your own tree. How cool is that?
Yeah, you know, plant it, maybe do some gardening, because now we're getting into that warmer season.
It is that time of year.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and a beautiful day for it ahead, too.
Yeah, we're looking at some pretty nice temperatures as we head through the afternoon.